AskReddit by Chert Guy 2000. What poor man's meal recipe are you willing to share? Get a cup of steamed rice and while it's still hot, mix in a raw egg. Then add a dash of soy sauce, some chopped green onions, and crushed red pepper. It produces a delicious, filling, warm, salty fatty nutty spicy dish. It's quick and scalable too. I eat this every morning. I add fried spam and everything bagel seasoning. So good. When I was in college, I had a lot of broccoli and top ramen. That seemed like a minimally healthy option. I'd go buy the cheapest soup I could. Most grocery stores you could like 10 cans for $10. Then get a case of top ramen. Heat the soup up, add the noodles, no flavor packet, and you got a pretty filling meal. Add flavor packet to rice and beans later. When I moved out of my parents' house for the first time, I was broke, living with my ex who was also broke. For a few months all we ate was white rice fried with scrambled eggs and this canned shredded chicken we could get from our local dollar store, and just would put hella garlic powder in it, and we just would make a big batch and put it in one big bowl to share. It was actually pretty good NGL and filling. Scrambled eggs with diced potatoes. It's one of my favorite meals. When I was down real bad, I created spice soup. Get your gourmet tap water boiling nice and then a bit of salt, pepper, cumin, and cayenne. Helped stave the hunger off and gave you a bit of electrolytes. Reminds of ketchup soup. https://www.reddit.com/r/old_recipes/comments/lcorgz/depression_soup/closed bracket from the depression. Combine 1/3 cup ketchup and 2/3 cup boiling water in a mug. Stir. Also, a man in a sailboat, lost at sea for 24:0561. There was only a bottle of ketchup that was on the boat, garlic powder and bouillon cubes, Maggi. So I mixed it up with some water for me to survive 24 days in the sea. 1. Boil water. 2. Put ramen and spice pack in water. 3. Finely sliced veg or an egg is a nice bonus. Maybe some leftover meat. I just imagine someone who didn't know how to cook crying while trying to finely slice a raw egg. Ribbles. Beat some eggs, add flour and mix together. Make broth in a pot and tear off small pieces and drop them in after it comes to a boil. It takes about 5 minutes. I love them. This sounds similar to German Spätzle. Same mix, but the dough is chopped into thin strips. They can be made sweet or savory, and are extra delicious when fried in a little butter. I learned this when I was studying in Asia. Just add soy sauce to everything. Rice and soy sauce, great. Old shoe and soy sauce, great too. Soy sauce on tofu, you got a soy bonanza. Rice, beans. That's a complete protein right there. Add some hot dogs and you got yourself a feast. Add in some diced tomato, or some cut up onion, peppers, or whatever else vegetable, and bam, you're killing it. 1. Put 1 can of baked beans into a bowl. 2. Add 2-3 cut up hot dogs. 3. Microwave on high for 4 minutes. 4. Feast. Beans and weenies. I am monitoring this thread. You're doing a fine job. Anything to report? Cheese quesadillas. This is the way. If I was feeling a little fancy, I'd toss some lunch meat in it while on the pan. Some Cholula or Valentina sauce and you're golden. Handful of rice, handful of frozen mixed veg in a pot, cover plus with water or stock, bring to boil, simmer for about 15 minutes, drain, add soy sauce and or a bit of butter, $25 or so per serving. Pound of ground beef, diced onion, seasoning of your choice, add box mac and cheese, follow directions on box. Hamburger helper. Some of you have an expensive gourmet item idea of what a poor man's meal is. Just throw a few pounds of ground beef in. Rice, butter and everything but the bagel seasoning. American Furor cake. Not pocket lint cheap, but if you can afford Jiffy corn muffin mix, milk, eggs, ground beef, beans, and some chili powder, you can make a killer chili cornbread casserole that will feed you for 4-5 days. Edit, onion. How could I forget onion? Onions are cheap and add a nice texture and flavor element. Cook the onion and add it to the brown beef, see recipe in comment below. We call this cowboy casserole. Usually make it with leftover chili, but it's super tasty and filling. Onion omelette. Add mushrooms if available. Eat with bread and you'll have a full stomach. Don't forget a little spinach. Hobo hash, in which many things choice of veggies, diced potatoes or rice, beans, sliced hot dogs, sausage or burger are placed in a skillet then covered with beaten eggs with milk and topped with cheese, even powdered parmesan, and cooked through. Or San Francesco Joe spinach, ground beef, beaten eggs, cheese in a skillet, cooked through, topped with cheese. Some folks add a bit of sour cream. Both make excellent campfire food, too. Pinto beans and cornbread. Dice some onions or chow chow and stir in the beans. What is chow chow? This thread has taught me that people have wildly differing thoughts about what constitutes a poor man's meal. My favorites: rice, Korean canned tuna, dried seaweed, pasta with lemon, butter, and garlic. Add some parmesan if I have some leftover or wiggle room in the budget. Middle class meals: rice, kidney beans, chili sauce, and if you're rich then canned shredded beef. This was the go-to meal by many fighters at my boxing gym, and contains a complete amino acid profile and all essential nutrients. Penne, ground beef, pasta sauce. Could last you a week. Whoa, buddy, ground beef? Get a load of money bags over here. Homemade hamburger helper. I'm not sure what it's called but it's a simple recipe. 1 pound ground beef. 2 cups no yolk noodles. 1.5 cups water. 1 package of brown gravy. Cook lean ground beef, add onion powder, salt and pepper to taste. Mix the gravy water. Add it and bring to a boil. Add noodles and cook until tender. Very much my poor man's winter comfort meal. Sauté some onions with the ground beef, add a little tomato paste to the sauce, some corn toward the end, and mix in cheddar cheese very last. So much better. Box mac and cheese with a can of tuna fish and frozen peas. Sub hot dog for the tuna and you got toddler kibble. My wife and kid love it. I have to douse it into patio to make it palatable. Still remember this legendary post after 14 years by you electric sandwich. https://www.reddit.com/r/s/sexkkgwime. Pernil, pork shoulder, beans, and tostones. Was looking for that post.